I tried a few videos where I was like in a suit, like I used to wear a suit a lot. And one of my mentors, she goes, She goes, what is that? I said, well, I was doing this video. She goes, no, you're in a suit. You look uncomfortable. You look stiff. You're coming off way cold. She goes, do not upload that video. Thank God I listened to her. And she said, be you, be authentic.
Hello, welcome to episode 125 of the Smart Agents Podcast. My name is Michael Walter, and I'll be your host. In today's episode, we are joined by Paul Lykins, real estate agent based in Boynton Beach, Florida. Going by Palm Beach's Paul on YouTube, he saw his real estate career take off once he tapped into video production. One glance at his channel, and you'll see that it's not your typical real estate page full of market updates or current listings. Now, while those types of videos do make an occasional appearance, what makes Paul's content stand out is how it's all geared to showing homebuyers what living in the Boynton Beach area is all about. Throughout our conversation, Paul shares why he got into video production, how it's impacted his real estate career, and advice for others looking to get into content creation. Now, before we get on to the day's featured interview, make sure to subscribe to the Smart Agents Podcast. You can find the show on all major podcasting platforms such as Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and now Amazon Music. Also, if you or someone else on your team has an awesome story or a tip to share with our community, send us a message at feedback@smartagents.com. We're always on the lookout for new stories to share. All right, let's get on with the day's featured interview with Paul Lykins. I highly recommend you go check out his YouTube channel, Palm Beach's Paul. I've added a link in the episode description. Just kind of getting started off, could you introduce yourself to us a little bit, who you are and where you're at in the country?
Yeah, sure. So I'm Paul Lykins with KW Innovations. That's a Keller Williams company down here in Boynton Beach, Florida. Those who don't know where Boynton Beach is, it's in between West Palm Beach and Boca Raton. Maybe you know those cities. We're basically down here in the southeast part of Florida on the East Coast, and the county is called Palm Beach County, and because of and then they call it the Palm Beaches. And so my nickname is Palm Beach's Paul.
Awesome. Yeah. So tell me a little bit about what got you started in real estate, how long you've been doing it.
Yeah, sure. So I got started in real estate about 2011. I actually took a test back in like 2002 or three. And then at that time, you had to go to Miami and do a hand paper test and to write out. And I failed miserably. So I said, nah, real estate's not for me. And so I just let it go. And I was in the telecom industry. I was doing phone systems and all that. And he kept bugging me. So around 2010, I started looking at it again. In 2011, I went, took the course, got my license. I remember I called this small boutique brokerage up, talked to them, and she goes, "Great, when you get your license, call me." Click. So I guess she'd had a million agents say that they were going to go into real estate, but how many of them go through with it? And I showed her, I said, "Hey, I got my license." She goes, "Great, you can come start in January." And so I've been doing it since 2011. And about 3 years ago, I switched over to the Keller Williams organization, and going on my third year there.
Awesome. Yeah. So one of the things I thought was really cool was when I called you earlier this week, in your voicemail, it says that you might be out shooting some videos, and you have a very extensive, YouTube profile, and you have some awesome stuff. So tell me a little bit about what you're doing there.
Yeah. So, in real estate, we get involved in, trying to find business, right? Being a realtor, you have to pretty much go out and find your own business. You may get some leads here and there, depending on what brokerage you're at. For the most part, we're independent agents, right? We're independent contractors. So it's not like a sales job where leads are funneled in, and there's no pay unless you sell a house. So I was like, well, I need to find a way to create some different opportunities than what I was doing my first couple of years, which, I did what everyone did. I networked, I joined the Chamber of Commerce. I went to mixers. I knocked on doors, did those kind of things, a little bit of circle prospecting. But I wanted something. I knew social media was strong. I saw Facebook. I saw people doing Facebook ads. And so I said, well, I like, where I live. I live in this really cool place. I've been here 30 years. It's, raised our kids here. And I said, maybe I'll just make some videos and show people, hey, if you're thinking of getting out of the cold, because a lot of people move here are from the Northeast part of the United States. So, or they come down here for a winter home, or they retire here. I thought, I'll make some videos and show them how cool the beaches are. And, while you're freezing, I'm out here getting a suntan and riding my skateboard. And then it took off, and I started to sort of build this persona of a guy that's always in shorts and flip-flops and Hawaiian shirts or tropical shirts. And I just started messing with it. And then all of a sudden the people called and said, "Hey, we were watching your video. We want to buy a house." And I was like, "What?" I was like, cool. It worked. Took a while. It took a while before that happened, but it did work. So yeah. So I started making some videos and just stuck with it. And through that process, I met a whole bunch of other people that were into making videos. The whole group of realtors that were part of this YouTube community, and sort of bonded with them and masterminded with them. And here I am, roughly 5 years later, still doing it, and it's pretty fun.
Yeah. Well, I love I love the persona, the flip flops and the Hawaiian shirt. I mean, it's nice. You don't have to put on the 3-piece suit, to show up for a listing appointment.
Yeah, normally you guys would have me. I'd have a ball cap on and shirt, but I went and did a showing one of my listings today, and I just had a feeling they would rather see someone in a jacket than flip flops. So I kind of, it didn't help. She said they didn't like the property, but whatever. But I just threw on this, and it's a little cool here in Florida. So we actually get to wear a coat today with the little cold front came through. For us, it's below 70 is cold. So,
right.
But yeah, that's how I dress. I wear flip flops and shorts and T-shirts and Hawaiian shirts to the office, and it's funny. People's like, when I walk in like this, people go, "What's going on? What is something important?" Because we've never seen you without a hat on. So, and I'm finally getting comfortable with this. For a while, I was like, I wore the hat because I used to have hair like you, man. Used to have that hair, and then it all went away.
I'm usually always in a hat because my hair gets really curly, so it just like goes everywhere.
Yeah.
And so I'm usually rocking the hat also. But I really like your videos are very, it's not like the most highly produced thing. I mean, it's very, intimate, giving a tour, that kind of
style.
Yeah. Yeah. It really feels like you're talking to a singular person. And I really like that. The way you're doing those.
No, I appreciate it. Yeah. I do everything myself. So, although I've enhanced my camera equipment a little bit and to make the quality better, and picked up some good mics, even for do stuff like this, I bought a good mic for in here. I don't have that polished look that you see some realtors do for listing videos. That's not my thing. I have friends who are killing it doing listing videos. They just make these like mini movies. They're just amazing, but I could never do that. It takes more skill than I have. Mine have always just been like, I guess, like the average Joe, maybe the common guy. Like, hey, look, I'm a guy, I'm a dad. I like beer. I like to ride a skateboard. I live here in this tropical state. I sell real estate down here, and I'll do a good job for you. I'm going to be there every step of the way. But, I don't have to wear a 3-piece suit to do it. And I'm not all stiff. And I'm just kind of like, so let's have fun. I mean, it's a big purchase for you, but there's no reason we can't enjoy it and take some of that stress and make it enjoyable while we're doing it. And so I show people what living here in Florida is like, and everything. I mean, sometimes I'm going to a car show that they have on a weekend that's cool cars and something like I raised 2 boys. So when they were little, of course, they wanted to go see who doesn't want to go see the McLarens and the Ferraris. So I show stuff like that because maybe a dad is looking to move to Florida with his family, and then I'll show the beaches, and then I'll show, like this weekend, I'm getting ready to go do some stuff with the polo seasons here in South Florida, and I'm going to go show the polo and all that. So it's just a lot of cool stuff. Always giving that the idea of, if I move to Florida, this is kind of how my lifestyle could be. I could go do this, or I could take my kids here, and so some of it people enjoyed. Some of the videos, it's just, you can tell like, that wasn't popular, and then other funny things that I'll put out there people really like to see. Like my big video was, don't buy a condo in Florida, which, right, coming for a realtor, why would you say that? And then the whole idea is, in the video, I tell them everything you need to know when you're thinking about buying a condo in Florida.
Right. So, going back to that first time somebody called you and said, hey, I saw your video. What was that like, saying like, oh man, this is actually like, it clicked. Somebody, is seeing these and it's bringing in business.
Well, we laugh about this. My wife used to watch me learning and frustrating and yelling at the PC for 2 years how to edit. And she goes, it's really worth it. Are you ever going to get anything out of this other than spending a lot of time? So it took a while. But she's always been there supporting me. But, for this first year and a half, it was kind of like, what are you doing? And then they called, and then it was really cool. And then I've had people call that are like, we've watched all your videos. Like, we're not ready to move to Florida, but we will. We're retiring in 5 years, but we know where we want to live, and you're our guy. And I'm like, wow, I got a guy over in the Middle East, not in the Middle East, over in somewhere in Singapore, somewhere over in Singapore, I think. And he's watching my videos. He's super cool, and he used to live here in Florida. And he's like, yeah, when I come back to Florida, you're my guy. And he'll comment on my videos and he'll say, oh, you should try this. And oh, that was a great video. And that one wasn't a good video. It's like this. It's like it's like my personal guy that's critiquing all my work. But no, it's cool. I've got a client that's coming back for the winter. He actually should be here by now from New York. I helped him buy a condo. They found me on YouTube, and now he wants to shoot a video with me where I go to some of the local craft breweries and we do a beer video and show people, hey, if you like beer in Boynton Beach, right, this is where you go. So I said, all right, Jerry, we'll go do a video together. So you build this instant trust with them because they watch you. And like I met clients that I took to a brand new construction site about 2 years ago, and they were watching my videos. Sweet couple. And when I got there on Sunday to meet with the sales rep of the new home builder, right? I get out of the car, I said, hey, I'm Paul. Hi, we're so and such. She goes, well, listen, we know two things about you. One, you like craft beer, and the other, you like iced caramel lattes. We didn't think it would be appropriate to bring you a beer at 10 a.m. on a Sunday. I said, good call. So they gave me, so each time I met them, they were giving me a caramel latte. Like, it was just funny.
That's great
stuff. So yeah, you build a trust and a bond with the people through video, which everyone has said that. Even you hear the people now, you hear all the big coaches out there, the Mike Ferries and stuff and whatever, Tom Ferry. It's like, you have to do video. I did it back then because I wanted to be different. And then it just kind of clicked. So.
Right. Yeah. When I love like what you just said there about how it builds instant trust. Yeah. I mean, these people are getting to know you over and over and over again. And these are people that you've never met before. You've never heard from them, but it's immediately that warm contact when they call. It's, you're able to reference something that they've taught, that they've seen, and you've already built that relationship.
Absolutely. Yeah. You get a good, it's much easier than when all of a sudden in real estate go and meet that first person we've never met before. And you're trying to figure each other out. They kind of know me. They've seen that I'm a goofball. They know me. They know they know I joke. I said, I wear a hat, guys. I'm bald, like that. And they see me and they know flip flops. I mean, it's so much so that for this year, one of my clients we worked with for 2 years, and it was a rough market last year, and we finally got them under contract. We've ended up buying a brand new home. They're going to be ready for them, I think, sometime around hopefully March, April, but latest May. They sent me the most amazing pair of flip flops, like these Hawaiian. I mean, these are nice flip flops. I've never had flip flops this nice in my life, and I was like, oh my god. And they sent them as a gift to me, and I was like, wow. So like they sort of get to know you. I've had other clients send me. I had one guy I helped write a contract for him on Memorial Day weekend, and he was like so appreciative that I worked on Memorial Day weekend. I said, man, I'm a realtor. I got to work when you want me to work. And next thing I know, my doorbell rings 2 days later, and there's like a whole thing of beer there from one of the local. So you really build a cool rapport with these people. And the most important thing that I knew all along, I tried a few videos where I was like in a suit, like I used to wear a suit a lot. And one of my mentors, she goes, and I'd already done a few videos in flip flops, and she goes, She goes, what is that? I said, well, I was doing this video. She goes, no, you're in a suit. You look uncomfortable. You look stiff. You're coming off way cold. She goes, do not upload that video. So I kind of previewed it with her. Thank God I listened to her. And she said, be you, be authentic. And even though I wore suits because I liked them at the time, I'm so much more comfortable in flip flops and a t-shirt and a Hawaiian shirt, and going out. So just be authentic. That's the biggest thing, was being myself. And just, I'm not the most well-spoken on camera. I flub words all the time. I said, that's just who I am. I'm not perfect, but I can still help you do the transition, the transaction and all that stuff. So.
Right. Yeah. Well, and then also it just helps, like, if you aren't putting up this facade of the, suit and all, the real flashy stuff, and then you show up and that's not you. Yeah. Then it's like, oh, wait, who was that guy that I just watched all those videos from?
I've met them when I had to go to, occasionally we have like meetings, office meetings or something where you have to be a little bit more than just, you want to be appropriate, right? So, a nice dress shirt. And I showed up one time and they go, wait a minute, who's this guy? This isn't who we saw on camera. Where said, I came from a meeting. I'm sorry. I'll be sure to change into my better clothes for the next showing. So yeah, and you are to them, even though you're a realtor, to them, you are sort of a figure. You're sort of a thing on camera that they see. But as long as you're delivering, like I was telling you before we started this podcast, as long as you're delivering content that they want, that's helpful. And that's the challenge that I've always try to find is sometimes I'll want to make a video because I think it's something neat, but is it really something they're searching for, or would they type that into Google? So like I told you earlier, with some of the videos I'm working on now, the little drive tours, a lot of people do like that idea of like a Google Maps, like what does the neighborhood look from a FPV, sort of seeing it. And so I'm kind of working on that concept right now, showing them those kind of videos.
Yeah. So kind of transitioning over into your process, you know, what do you do to kind of come up with the content ideas? Because I come from a journalism background. So like, I understand, you know, trying to come up with story ideas and things like that. But for somebody that doesn't necessarily have that type of experience, it can be a little bit overwhelming.
It is. So a lot of things I look for, obviously topical things. For example, I'm going to do a video about homeowners associations. South Florida is known for HOAs, right? It's just, especially for my customers who've come from Ohio or anywhere in some places where there's not a lot of HOAs and they get shocked by them. Well, one of the stories I'm going to work on is, you know, it's going to be sort of a pros and cons video, HOAs, good or bad. And the reason being is in Miami recently in the news, one of the HOAs got hit $2 million. The feds busted them. They went in there. They're embezzling $2 million. They managed something like 67 communities. And here these people were out buying Ferraris and taking trips, and they're stealing these people's money. So people already had this bad in their head, like HOAs suck. I hate them. And, you know, listen, they are good. They do keep property values up if they're ran properly. But most people, even today in the Facebook group where I live, and people are like, rah, 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 you know, about it. But so I look for those kind of subjects. As I mentioned earlier, I'm probably going to go out to so polo season's really big here in South Florida. They have one of the best polo facilities here in the country, and it's out in the town of Wellington, which is considered an equestrian center for the United States. Like Bill Gates has like huge parcel. Like he bought up all these lots out there, bought like 5 different homes just so they have this whole corner of this one neighborhood. And it's just a big equestrian place. So I'm going to go out there and cover some of that. And what's cool about having this YouTube channel is just this year, I've been getting press passes. I'll actually send them out and say, hey, I have a YouTube channel with about, you know, almost 5,000 subscribers. I've gotten a press pass to an air show, the boat show. I get to go cover the polo season, which I'll probably only do 1 or 2 videos because I'm not a polo guy, right? I'm not going to cover polo like someone would for the season. But so that's where I get some of those ideas. And then topical stuff, obviously, you know, interest rates, try to talk to people a little bit. I've tried, and I'm not very good at doing those videos. One of my friends is great at it. He's doing very well. And his videos are all about like Florida housing market's crashing, the interest rates, the economy's going in the toilet, whatever, all that stuff. But people love it. And he's getting massive views. I don't do really well in those videos. So I stick to still trying to show South Florida, because eventually the market's going to change and people will want to buy homes a lot. And why not look at the guy who said, oh, look at this neighborhood, look at that neighborhood. So I try to find that. And I'm always trying to sort of educate the people about Florida and the neighborhood. So like the tour videos I told you about, as I drive through, I'm not just driving through, I'm actually saying, hey, so homes in this neighborhood range between, 3-bedroom, 2-bath to a 5-bedroom, 3-bath, and they range anywhere between 600,000 to 2.1 million or whatever. The HOA is, I kind of narrate a little. So and it's something new for me. So I'm always trying to change it up. But I think doing that, if someone sees that and I just do a whole list of those videos so they can go watch a series of them, which would be great because then they're binge watching your channel, which is great for my analytics. Then I'm bringing value to, because they can see all these neighborhoods. And then if they go, hey, Paul, we liked how that neighborhood looked. What are the schools in that area? Or how close is it to this job that I might be transferring to? So, yeah. And then obviously the news and stuff like that, trying to keep abreast of stuff.
Right. Well, and I think that also with the more the vlog style that you do, it helps with being, topical, it allows you to be topical because it's not so overproduced that it could take a long time to edit those videos. I know some people that try to get those videos out and they're so flashy and so crazy that by the time they finally get the thing edited, it's, long and done with.
Yeah. Well, and I've and then my wife has been like, when there's topical events going on, she's like, get the video done. Get it done. And one of those was a boat show. And it is, but it was a long day there. I'd filmed a lot. So when you're doing it yourself, it does take a while to edit it. Plus you're trying to put some music to it. You're trying to make it kind of a little cool vibe and all that. Mm-hmm. But I got that video done while the boat show was still going on. And then the next 2 days, I watched the views shoot up real high. So that is, so it's very much, if you can shoot a video about something that's very topical and get it out, Like the HOA video is probably 3 weeks late now because that happened well, but it's such a subject matter that everyone constantly complains about that I think
Yeah.
it'd be like do like sort of the good and evil, type of video about
Yeah,
it. So
absolutely. I mean, and I come so prior to, I live in St. Augustine, Florida, so very much aware of the HOA
oh,
issue.
okay,
We
that's
actually are
right.
in an HOA and been battling that. But yeah, that's something that people are Googling all the time, and it's your video is going to show up.
Yeah, yeah. So that's why I wanted to do something like that, and I'll probably have to get it done quick before your podcast goes out, so some other guys don't steal my idea. But yeah. So just I do that, and then I did a whole seasonal video. I did my Christmas holiday video where I showed people because even though it's going to be past the holidays by the time many of them see it, they might remember it for next year when they come down and they go, "Hey, that was a pretty tree. He did that. We should make sure we plan that next year." So I kind of put my videos. I try to put myself in the thought of if I was going to Florida, what would I want to see with my family or my wife? What would I want to do on a Saturday with my kids, and try to show stuff like that.
Right, absolutely. Well, and by doing all these types of videos that are really like showing off, the area and the different things to do, uh, you've become that expert, that relocation expert for people that are coming in, and you're the guy that is so ingrained in the community now. And it's probably not just for, the people that are finding you on YouTube, but these businesses that you're highlighting. I gotta imagine they've probably sent business your way too.
The, they not as much as you would think, but I probably need to work that relationship a little bit more because I am trying to get with them a little bit more so that when I do a video, that like I've been doing new home construction, and those guys said as soon as you do the video, please share it with me. So I'm hoping, but again, they may share it a little bit so they can get more people coming in and stuff. And there's no guarantee that they're going to call me to be the realtor for that, but my name gets out there and they might call. So yeah, I'm trying to work that angle a little bit more. I would like to work and get more of the businesses in on it. And also, if I could start doing one of the things, obviously, you try to do when you have a YouTube channel because you can make money off it, is working to where you can get sponsorships or something. So part of doing certain things, I got to figure out something that I can do that would make sense to them. But I'm still building my channel. I'm only at about 40, we're just almost at 4,700 subscribers. You really need to be at that 5,000 above before someone really wants, and you have to have the views. And I realize that. So, I need to be getting like my friend's getting, 6,000-7,000 views on his videos. That's what someone who's going to sponsor a video for their product wants, because they know they're getting the eyes on it. So,
Right.
So it's still building that process, but
yeah, but even doing like the videos, like you talked about, doing the brewery tours.
yeah,
If you're going to get a whole other audience that is searching for breweries, and not necessarily the housing market, real estate in the area, but that's a whole new set of eyeballs that sees you, and then you're there. Hey, I can help you. You're the agent.
Well, my son and I have some fishing kayaks, and I haven't done too much, but I messed with a few videos. But one of the things I was thinking about doing is, tying into it, say, hey guys, it's summer in Florida or spring in Florida, which is even better. And this is a couple of our this is one of our favorite fishing spots, and take it out there. And I already got the mounts for it, and put the camera out there, and then just go out kayak fishing. And hey, this is where it is. This is how easy it is to get here. You do a little, high speed reel where you're driving up there, time lapse it, and show them, hey, this is a beautiful part of about an hour north of Palm Beach County. And then people who want to fish, and you're right. And then also now you got fishermen pulling into it, and now you're trying, and then they may go look at your other content, and they may go, oh, he's a realtor. Never mind, I don't want to watch this idiot. And then they may go, hey, he drinks beer. I'm going to give him a call. So yeah, right. You're right.
Yeah.
YouTube. I had someone call me that watched a video of mine that I did like 2 years ago. And it was just a friendly conversation. Hey, I grew up in West Palm Beach. I'm a native. Are you too? I said, no, I grew up in Texas, but it's cool. And you never know what that'll lead to. So, and then obviously the people who reached out to me and saw me and said, hey, we want you to help us buy a house.
Right. So, you touched on it earlier. It took about, year and a half, 2 years to get that real, like kind of that first real sales directly from the video. So I think people just have to understand, like when they're putting together these content, that it is a long-term strategy, that it's a build up to it.
For the most part, if you're doing YouTube, it is long-term. You will find people, I myself, I'm like, the guy just started a YouTube channel 3 weeks ago and he's already got like 1 million subscribers. What did he do? But there's always a fluke. There's always someone that's just really good. I mean, I'm an older guy. I mean, I connect with the younger people, right? So I get that. my videos aren't super polished, and some people really want. So, but if you look on YouTube, there's something for literally something for every single person, no matter what you're looking for. It's crazy how many videos there are. And if you just keep doing it consistently and stick to it, and that's the thing, you can't do a video 1 week and then don't do it for 2 weeks. You have to be consistent, and that part I have been. You'll connect with people and stuff, but yeah, it does take a little while. For me, it took a while, but good. If you go back and look at my very first videos, man, they are. I even went back and watched one the other day. I went and watched it, and the camera. I'm walking, and I got the selfie stick, and it's on an old GoPro that didn't have stability, so it's going like this.
Right.
So you see me walking, and I'm smiling, and I'm like shaking. I was like, "Steven, is there an earthquake or what?" It was so bad. The audio and the music was like loud over my voice. It was,
yeah.
But listen,
yeah,
you gotta walk before you run, right?
Right, and I think that is really great advice for anybody that's like afraid to do it. It's going to get better as you do more and more. You're going to get more comfortable. You'll understand like where the positioning of the camera needs to be, all that kind of stuff. So you just got to get started.
And today, with the technology that's available today, I mean, you can get yourself, first of all, every cell phone has stability built into it. So you've already got an awesome camera that's already shooting in 1080, 4K. It's got stability built into it, so you don't have any of that shakiness or blurriness. And then you put a mic to it. I mean, you could do a whole video, and I know people who have done whole video YouTube channels with nothing but their cell phone and a mic. Versus me, of course, I'm a gadget guy. So, although I am actually one of the gadgets, I'm like, I'm going to return that. I really don't need it. It's going back to Amazon. But I looked at, thought, I said, you're really not going to benefit from it. But I have a few gadgets and stuff. But yeah, it just with anything we do with work, I'm sure with you with writing, if you're a journalist, your writing skills got better. How to tell a story gets better, and that applies to even my industry, YouTube. You get better at telling a story. Just like I told you, I don't like what I shot yesterday. I'm going to go back and correct it because I know it's not going to I don't feel it's good. And if I don't think it's good, how do I expect you to want to watch it? So I'm going to go back and make it quicker, get to the point, and make the video better so that they can enjoy it. And that just takes practice, and self-awareness. After a while, you'll realize, oh, that stunk. Redo that.
Right. Yeah. Well, and the thing I always liked about video creation, opposed to a lot of the other different content out there, is the ability to repackage it and repurpose it and use it in emails and use it. You can cut a little snippet of it and put it on a Facebook post and drive to the full thing. So it's so versatile once you shoot the video.
I love shorts. With YouTube, I'm taking old videos and I'm going through my videos because now I have such a huge library. And one of them I saved because I realized, I said, it's May, and I said, okay, I'll save that one for summer. I was talking about the weather, but it's an old video I did talking about pros and cons, and so, but yeah, I can take little snippets. And funny, I've taken some snippets from some of those videos, and all of a sudden I had like 800 views, which for me was a lot, on a short. And so it was a old video, and I repurposed it. So, and the views help me as it builds up my view count, which helps out my algorithm on my channel. So yeah, so I'm going through all my library and looking for cool little pieces that fit into that 60-second slot for a YouTube short.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. So just one thing before we wrap up, I think anytime somebody does the types of videos that you're doing and really becoming that that market guide and that that area expert, it's got to be fun too. Like, it's got to make you like enjoy the slog that can be real estate sometimes.
Yeah. That's, I mean, the part of real estate and why I got into the videos was I was like, man, I hate making the phone calls. It's just, and I'm back. I am doing phone calls. I got away from it for a while, but I'm kind of doing my phone calls again. But I only have to do it in the morning, 2 hours, right? And then I knock my calls out, and then I got the rest of the day to go knock out the videos. And so it's kind of like playtime. So I do what you don't want to do at first, do what you have to, right? Get those appointments set, then go make the videos. And, it is pretty cool because you get to go out and shoot videos. And one of the neat things about the videos is, like I said, I'm getting press passes into events that I never thought I would ever, right? You meet cool people. People will come up all the time and go, what is that? You're holding this big camera with a rig on it, like the one I have behind me. And they go, hey, what are you doing? And they say, I have a YouTube channel. And then they start talking to you. And, and then it's funny. And then if someone young asks you, oh, you got a YouTube channel? How many subscribers do you have? And I remember when I first started, I was on a boat. I was doing a video about a charter fishing boat that we go on down here, and the ones where everyone's lined up on the side, drift boat.
Right.
And so the kid saw me and he goes, how many subscribers you have? I said, you don't want to ask me that, kid. So I had like 10, like that or something like that. And she goes, no, how many? I said, I got 10. And her eyes literally rolled in the top of her head and turned away. And she was like 12. So at least now they ask me, I said, I got 4,600. I said, oh, okay,
Right.
that's okay. I mean, you're no Mr. Beast, but
Right. Well,
yeah.
that's it's one of those, like, don't get, I know people, they get so down on themselves when they think about like the subscriber accounts and the view, like you just got to do it because especially in real estate, it's just that one person that has to see it.
Yeah. So there's a, when you become making YouTube videos and you start getting into that world, there is the problem of getting caught up in the YouTube world. And I'm guilty of that. Like literally, like, God, he just, like I said a minute ago, man, he just started and he's already got that many more subscribers, but what he does doesn't affect me. Like, it's just like in sales, that guy could be selling 50 million a year. That doesn't affect you. You just got to focus on you. And so I have to repeat that to myself sometimes and go, just keep doing what you're doing, Paul. So like I said, I'm trying something new with the drive tours. We'll see. We'll give it a shot. I'll spend a few weeks doing it. If the views stink on it, I know that nobody cares about the drive tours. I already uploaded a video today asking for their opinion. And do you like this? And if they say, yeah, that's cool, we want to see more, then I know I hit on something and I'll hone in on it. I'll get better at it. I'll be able to walk in, go through the guard gate or wherever it is, drive through, do my spiel, pull up the facts. Two things that are really cool about that. I'm getting to see neighborhoods that I may not always go to. And I'm doing my research because I want to know the stats of what's the high and lows of, comps, what's sold. So I'm learning more data. So as I'm driving through, I'm actually doing my job as a realtor anyway, because now if you would come down and say, hey, Paul, we found this neighborhood. Oh yeah. The homes in that neighborhood are selling from anywhere from 850 to 1.3 million. The HOA is $5 something a month, includes cable, internet. And you're like, wow, you really know this neighborhood. And, right. So for me, it's kind of doing my job and having fun and providing material for people and doing stuff like that. Yeah, it is pretty cool as you get to go out and shoot videos. And man, I've got to, like, the boat shows were cool. Like there's a supercar show. There's a supercar show coming up this weekend. It's free, so I don't need a press pass, but I'm going to go down there, not this weekend, but next weekend. And it's going to have all the supercars because it's called Supercar Week. Everyone's going to be there with their cameras. So that's going to be pretty cool. Get out there and you see all the really neat cars. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. And I would highly recommend anybody, that's listening to this, definitely go check out your YouTube page because it really is, you do a fantastic job of relating to the viewer and really talking to that one viewer at a time, I feel like.
I appreciate it. Yeah, it's funny you said, because someone taught me a while back, a friend of mine said, goes, Paul, don't say, hey guys.
Yeah.
Say, hey, welcome back to my channel. I'm talking just to you. And that is important because it was what I said, right? It's like, hey guys, I grew up in Texas. I don't know why, but hey guys, that's just always used to be what I said. And so, hey y'all, but yeah, no, it's I appreciate that. It takes a while, and it took a while to get comfortable on the camera. Like I could tell you that if you're thinking about doing video, listen, we're in a society, in a world, I mean, I'm 57. We grew up, with the only cameras we saw were our dads with the reel-to-reels in our face and stuff, right? And the VHS tape stuff. It's a changing world. Everyone's so used to doing it. I went to show my property today, and a lady was out walking in the street, like fancy walking, and her friend had her cell phone camera pointing it at her. It's everywhere in society. Unfortunately, it is. So Don't worry about sitting there with your camera and talking to it. People are going to walk right on by you. They may ask you a question, and just, you get used to it.
Yeah. So awesome. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with me today.
No, my pleasure, man. Thanks for having me. It was nice. And I have to get up, and I've only been there once. So I need to get back up to your neighborhood because I love the history there. And it's actually one of the places I want to get up and do a little video when I do some touring videos. I'm going to try to do some videos of South Florida and Florida in general and show people cool places that they could drive to. Stuff. So, St. Augustine's full of places where you can check out. Very cool place. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it, and thank you to your audience. And if you want to check me out, just check me out. It's Palm Beaches Paul on YouTube, and say hello.
Absolutely. I really want to thank Paul for joining us today, and have to say that since the time of recording this interview, Paul has uploaded one of his driving tours, and it's a phenomenal video and a great way for interested buyers to get a ground level view of his market. So once again, if you think you or someone else on your team has an incredible story or tip to share with our community, send us a message at feedback@smartagents.com. Well, that wraps things up for this episode, but remember, follow the show wherever you listen to podcasts, and make sure to subscribe to the Smart Agents YouTube channel. Again, I'm Michael Walter, and we'll see you on the next episode.